Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Schreiter. We'll get started here in actually just under 3 minutes. Just go ahead and launch the poll. Um, Completely anonymous. I won't call you out, anything like that. Don't worry too much. It's more of a, hey, who do we have on the call today? Today is going to be about 20 minutes, so plenty of time to answer any question and answer. This is actually one of our most frequently asked Zooms. And it's interesting to me because it's very basic information. And a lot of times, if we keep things simple, guess what? People have a easier time understanding us instead of complicating things. So yes, I think we did this one 2 weeks ago and then 4 weeks ago. So yes, by popping and sometimes it does sell out. So I know a lot of people call in a little bit early. So we got 2 minutes here left to go. Um, so yes, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead and pop up your Q&A tab as well, just in case you want to do some interactivity. Feel free to ask any question anytime. It doesn't bother me. I'd much rather you ask the question and I may cover it later, and that's fine, versus you thinking about the question, and that way you're not soaking all the information in. Well, let's get started here in actually just under a minute. Once again, everybody, welcome. We have just about 30 seconds left. You want to go ahead and click on the poll if you like to vote, just kind of see who's on the call today. And also go ahead and pull up your Q&A tab. Got a couple questions already came in, which is great. So definitely answer those. We're looking at about 15 to 20 minutes. So plenty of time to answer any question. My goal really today is for you to have at least one phrase per personality that you can use, whether it's presenting, upselling, things like that. We'll get started here in just under 30 seconds. Once again, everybody, welcome. Okay, we have 12 o'clock my time. Once again, everybody, welcome to the Zoom call. My name is Keith Schreiter. We'll get started here right now. Thanks, everybody, for participating in the poll. I won't share the exact results, but the overwhelming ones on the call today are very interesting. They're actually green personalities, like myself. Why? We really like to learn. Of course, we don't want to do analysis paralysis. But once again, everyone, thanks for participating in the poll. Let me go ahead and close that out, and we'll go ahead and get started. Tonight we're going to be talking about kind of mini scripts for the 4 color personalities, and I love the color personalities. Most people already have most of the books, have kind of a general understanding. I'll briefly mention at the beginning of each segment what the personality is, just in case you're it's completely new to you. I like it just because well, let me kind of start off with a quick tip. Let me pull up the screen here. If the screen share is working for you. I call this the chicken story. And, oh, actually, what happened to the quick tip? Well, who knows? Anyways, let me give you a quick tip. I don't know what happened to the slide. But the quick tip really is nobody, whether it's our friends, our prospects, people who we come in contact, nobody really cares about us or really likes us, or even if we want to go even farther, nobody really loves us. Really, what they do is they care about how we make them feel, how they feel when they're around us, how we make them feel just in a conversation. So it's not like people like us, but they like how we make them feel. I know sometimes it gets a little bit deep, and don't worry, you don't have to agree with me on this, but think about always making people feel liked, and they'll like you. Making people feel that their opinions or their viewpoints are valid, and that's really how to bond with people. A lot of times, like, oh, let me just keep on impressing them. Well, that's really not the case. The case is people will like you if they like how you make them feel. That's pretty much simple. So here's the chicken story. This was, oh geez, I'm dating myself here. At least 15 years ago. I was 98. So okay, well, now I'm kind of way off. But either way, it was over 20 years ago. I was in Dallas, Texas. I had a group there. Went to a regional event, and the speaker at the time, company event, said, "If you can't make this pin level in 6 months," and it was a pin level. It was pretty attainable in 6 months. I mean, he had a valid point here, but it's if you can't make this pin level in 6 months, you're a chicken. And he started going, "Bok, bok, 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 bok. You're a chicken if you can't do this in 6 months." Of course, yes, he meant well. Yes, he was a strong male personality. And yes, he believed we could do it. But I think the delivery, honestly, like it made people uncomfortable. If you weren't a red personality, it made people feel like inferior or, oh my goodness, I've been involved in 7 months. I didn't do this. I feel like a loser. Again, the reasoning was there. It's just the delivery. He wasn't bonding with all the personalities. So again, it kind of bit him in the tail at the end because some people got offended, some people quit. Yeah, of course, some people grew and some people were able to attain it. But our goal really is not to offend people. Yes, we can push people and tease people, um, if we're meaning the right way, but we don't want to offend people. And I don't want anybody to go out and say the wrong things, and even though they mean well. And that's really the point of this. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the L personalities, they are big into helping. It's all help, help, help. They're the people that show up and love to help. It's just kind of their thing. Now, I do want to back up really quick. Slides are missing from this presentation. I don't know what I did. But either case, the personality types, it's just part of our DNA. It's part of our hair color, skin color. It's really how we're made up. So at the exact same thing we talked about, I asked what the primary personality color is. That's just because that's who you are. Hey, our goal really is to be a chameleon, to be able to bond with all the different personalities. So the yellow personalities are all about the helping. And you want to kind of sneak in phrases that bond with them. If we say the traditional, hey, you could, quit your job, have a fancy car, stuff like that. The yellow personalities are like, oh, that's nice for them, but that's not what I like. Why? That's just how they're made. So the yellow personalities are all about helping, all about love, all about bringing families home. So if you just kind of take some of these phrases and say, this is something that I could say. This is something I feel comfortable saying to yellow personality. Now, if you can't take notes, or if you can't do screenshots, or if you're listening at work or driving, and obviously not watching the screenshots, yes, we'll send you all the notes and the replay and everything at the very end. So don't worry too much about that. So here's some phrases, and I'll go through these really quick because I want to cover a lot of information today. Obviously, you can read these through, but I'm going to go through this really quick so and kind of show the meaning of why we're using these phrases for yellow personality. So most people I show this to love how it helps, how it can help a lot of families. So what are we saying here? First of all, they love the word love. Why? Because they're loving people. All personalities love, but they just really love people. And helping. We're saying help a lot of families. This is music to their ears. Now, does our industry and companies and things that help a lot of families? Yes, and that's what they want to focus on. That's their calling. That's what makes them feel good. That is the reason that they would join versus, hey, you could get a red sports car, a Lambo, whatever. No, they'd feel more, their action plan is more about helping people. Go these really quick. Most people show this too. Love how it can help bring your spouse home. Obviously, having more time with family time, spouse home, not being gone. It actually gets their attention. So they're actually leaning forward instead of going, this isn't for me. So really, these are just made for people to say, well, okay, now I'm looking forward to the information. Most people show us through love how it help their kids dream, all about kids. And a lot of times if you say just word the connect, we can connect with people, we can connect with more people. Our products help connect more. So it's more phrases that we can use. Kind of did this in reverse, but a lot of times we don't want to be, they're really not loving to be pushed. Yes, they are in it for the, money does solve bringing the spouse home. Money does solve financial worries. Money does solve a lot of things, but making a ton of money, or the traditional have $1 million in the bank, even though it's a bad idea. Um, things like that isn't their hot button. So we don't really want to say that. Obviously, we're not going to say, okay, great, you join, let's go out and you just get 100 no's because a couple people say yes. They're freaked out. They're like, no, I'm out. This isn't for me. Obviously, you could read these later on. Really want to kind of go through these, make sure to cover all the personalities and play time for Q&A that's already popped up here. Couple things. Really quick, and I'll cover these in all the personalities. There's for most companies, there's an upsell. It may cost $100 to join your company and $500. There's like a big pack and a small pack, 200 and 1,000. And sometimes there's only one way to join your company. A lot of times service companies. So maybe it's $200 to join your company, but it's another $100 to go to the event. I'd much rather have them commit to an event. So $200 to join, $200 to join plus a $100 event. I'm just kind of using round numbers. It's always 100% of the time, and I've never seen this wrong. And if you ever see this wrong, let me know. I've never seen it where it isn't beneficial for the prospect to join in the big pack. Yes, sometimes the sponsor makes more money. Yes, sometimes there is a bigger value, but it's always a better value for them to buy the big pack. You get either more samples, or it's a better value for money, or they get some freebies. It's always beneficial for them to, of course, buy the pig pack. So if we go it from their perspective, not, oh, if I sell the big pack, I can make more money. If that is the reasoning, it's going to bite you in the end. But if you believe, and it's 100% true, that it's going to be more beneficial if they buy the big pack, and we put that into action, we put them on the go plan right away, then of course you're going to win in the long term. So we'll go through these phrases real quick. So the big pack, small pack, hey, which one should I buy? Well, this pack is if you want to help some people. This pack if you want to help a lot of people. Of course, they want to help a lot more people, and they'll buy the big pack. Again, it's because it's more beneficial, and we always want to be looking at their interests, not our interest, because that's what's going to help in the end. So blue personality is all about the fun. You'll see the people that are always, they're natural talkers, they're natural bonders, they're natural networkers. They just love people. They love being out there. I live with two blues, trust me. This is the only time I actually get to talk. They talk the other 23 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, even in their sleep. It's amazing. You can't believe my house here. But when presenting to blue personalities, first of all, you better be quick because they really want to talk. And how do we get their attention? Imagine if you went to somebody that loves to talk, loves to be out in the community, and you're going to give them a 90-minute presentation. It will drive their nuts. So focus on the fun parts. And what you do is you tell them, hey, forget the details. Let's focus on the fun parts. Oh, fun? There's fun? I'm in. I can literally say to the two blues that live in my house, if I want to do anything, doesn't matter what it is. I go, hey, you guys ready to have some fun? They're like, ooh, fun? Okay, what are we doing? All right, we're ready. But they have no idea what I'm even talking about. It's just like the musical magic to the words. Now, a lot of times people go, well, how do I know who are the different personalities? We'll cover that there at the very end. I'll even do some videos about it. There's some easy ways to figure out personality types. Obviously, there's a couple more phrases that you can use here. Obviously, the big thing is stay away from details. As a green personality, I love details, so I call the information. I love research. I love maps. I'm that boring. But at the same time, if I was a green personality, or if I use my green personality to present, I would literally be reading the slides. Phrases to stay away from. First sentence is, you'll need to know all the details. You guys would be bored out of your minds. So what I'm trying to do, or what I do almost naturally now, is to be a chameleon. I can't present like a green. Then only the greens would be paying attention. The other reds, yellows, blues, they are out. They've already clicked off. So for blues, hey, you know what? I don't tell them all the details. Why? Because they don't care. It's great. I don't want to talk about leveraging and tax deductions. I don't want to talk, definitely don't want to talk about trainings. So like our meetings are more like parties, so you want to make sure that you're not boring the blues because then they'll be gone. Obviously for the blues, this package you want to have some fun, this package you want to have a lot of fun. And we'll go through these really quick because you'll get all the notes. And I really just want people to have phrases that they feel comfortable using. Even if it's something just in their back pocket, like, oh my goodness, they're blue. Okay, I better be quick. Hey, let's just focus on the fun parts. This part's a lot of fun. Talking to people is a lot of fun. Hey, giving people samples and letting them know what to expect is a lot of fun. Our events are fun. That's really the point of this 20-minute Zoom is to get people to have information right away. Okay, so the Reds, definitely all about the money. Now, here's the big thing is Reds, yes, they're all about the money. Yes, they can be materialistic because they are. But guess what? Be accepting. I think it's okay. Like, you like material stuff? Great. I know your hot button. Great. I can help you. Great. You're a natural born leader. Great. You don't care if people tell you no. Awesome. I am accepting. Accepting, understanding, it's a great thing. Especially as a green, because I'm like, why would you pay money for leasing a car when you could buy a car unless your company pays for it? Things like that. It just drives me nuts. But at the same time, I'm accepting because I understand, like, some of my best friends are Reds, which is interesting because some people go, how does that work? I go, well, I think I'm the only person that can put up with these people. I say that in a joking way, but I think it's true. Okay, so phrasing and presenting to Reds, obviously, a lot of them are, and they think they're smarter than their boss. So, hey, you're interested in making more money than your boss? Well, yeah, of course I'm way smarter than him. In fact, I should be making it, just on and on and on. Hey, here's the bottom line. Yes, they want to know facts as it pertains to them. So many things. Hey, now you can be in Ross. You can be number one. Hey, you know what? Our top income earners, they're great. But honestly, you have way more talent. Well, yeah, I do. So I can make more? Okay, cool. We have their attention. Again, I'm not going to go through all these because you'll have a download from the same email address that you type these in. Now, by the way, if you go to info@biglbooks.com, if you type that into your search box in your email, then it pulls up. And I'll mention that again at the end here. Obviously, we don't want to say certain phrases. Oh, we need to bond with our prospects. You need to be a good listener. Yeah, they're out. Forget it. It's not them. Again, I tease with the Reds. We're all different personalities. Just because we're a certain personality doesn't mean we have all these traits, but chances are we do. I'd say, okay. Obviously, if you're trying to upsell this package, we want to make some money, this want to make a ton of money or a bunch of money, more money than your boss, things like that. All right, cool. A couple more greens, because when you talk to a green, you really have to slow it down, give them all the information, and completely bore them to death, because that's what we want. Would you like to leverage your efforts? You only have 24 hours in a day. You might as well leverage other people's efforts. Oh my gosh. It's like music to our ears. Want to increase your tax deductions? Oh my goodness. Like if this is us smiling, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. That's us excited. Tax deductions, saving money. Oh my gosh. It's like music to the Greens' ears. We figured out a way. This is the easiest way to add a second income to your house, to your household. So many things that you can talk to Greens with. Obviously, we do not like to be pushed. A lot of times, I've had different people in my life that decided that they could motivate me by pushing me, and I just no. In fact, you've anti-motivated me by trying to be a jerk. You can't be pushy with the Greens because we're just going to edge you out. It can't be like, get off your tail and get busy, things like that. Yes, sometimes there will be an analysis paralysis, but at the same time, if you tell us what to do, green personalities, and we get a positive result, we're like, okay, I said this, I got a customer, I got a distributor. Okay, so I should probably say that more. Okay, we've got it and we're done. we're really that clueless sometimes. Obviously, if we're trying to close them, hey, let's get those tax deductions started today. And what is it? September 11th. Okay, cool. Why would we wait till October? Just doesn't make any sense. If things make sense, we're in. Obviously, tons of phrases closed. I really want to kind of get to some of the questions. Obviously, most people are on this on Big L Books. Obviously, are on the email list. We have a Facebook Network Market Questions group page. About to get to the questions here really quick. Obviously, a lot of this came from the mini scripts books. Honestly, don't buy the book until you put at least one of these phrases memorized or put to use. I don't want to give you more information if you haven't put the information to use, really. I don't even know if it's on Audible yet. But, all right, I just really don't feel comfortable being a 20-minute pitch if you haven't put the information to use or at least memorize some of it. I think that's very important. All right, cool. Feel free to type in the Q&As. Got a lot here. A lot of people asking for recording and notes. Yes, so if you type in your email, probably be a couple hours. I got a lot of stuff to do. And honestly, I don't do it, but I have to give them the information to do it. Type in info@biglbooks.com into your search email function. And sometimes it goes to promotions, or it kind of depends on your email server. And so probably about 2 hours. Do that and you'll get the links, the resources, the notes, and the recording. All right, cool. When meeting somebody new, like a function, street, whatever, what's the quickest way to find out, oh, person's two main colors? Yes, most of us have a primary personality, kind of a sub-personality, but really I kind of focus mostly on the primary just because it's easiest. Like if you're a red, yellow, you're on opposite sides of the spectrum, and I don't know what you're doing. So I just try to figure out, okay, what is their primary personality? And a lot of, and normally I try to use, cars, how they dress, how they act. That's great. And here's one that you can do really easy. Now, it's not going to work if you've met them face to face, but if you've met them before and you haven't really brought up or done an icebreaker or things like that, if you look at people's social media pages, it's pretty easy. Here's exactly what. Okay, let's go here to the book here. If they're a red, honestly, it's going to be like, I'll just use Facebook for example. I might be using Instagram too, but if they're a red personality, all their photos will be Instagram worthy. I mean, they will be posed. They will have makeup. They will be perfectly done. You know what? Chances are, don't be in front of their car or talk about how fast-paced lifestyle there is, or it's going to be them, on a vacation. Like, oh, I'm on a boat. I'm on a yacht, even though it's not their yacht. So that's pretty easy. I know I joke, and I'm probably going a little bit extreme, and I'm probably even offending most of the red personalities, but that's okay because I accept people how they are. I think it's great, cool. You're self-motivated, awesome. For the greens, chances are they may not even have a picture of themselves, and if it's a picture, it's a really bad picture. It'd be like them with a webcam, in a screenshot, or it's very dry. The content is very dry. Sometimes the pictures aren't really perfectly framed, even if it's of their family or things like that. You can kind of tell when they're kind of nerdy and boring, like myself. Yellow personality is definitely super easy. It's always about nieces and nephews, kids or grandkids. There's more pictures about them than it is. They may not even have a photo of themselves. It's really interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of love and help and things like that. You can see that on their page. Blues, of course, this is where it gets a little bit confusing because blues kind of there's a lot of crossover with reds. So you'll kind of see like, hey, it's all about the fun. You'll kind of see, you'll see a lot of family in there. So the pictures are more fun based than perfectly posed based. So that would be the difference between red and blue. So that's just one of the ways I like to do it. And sometimes I think it's a fun exercise to go with people on my team, just kind of look at them like, oh yeah, I knew they were green because this is boring. kind of like myself. I think I post like on my personal page maybe 6 times a year. Everything else, I'm just tagged on stuff. All right, cool deal. So hopefully that helped you out. Okay, here's one. Here's someone that did the test. I found out that I'm a big percentage blue, 20% red, 20% green, 4% yellow. Yeah, a lot of times it's pretty interesting. It kind of, sometimes it depends on our mood. But here's the best part is, like, honestly, I wish people were so involved with other people, they kind of forget who they are. What I mean is, um, well, here's a big thing. I live with two blues. A lot of times, most people think I'm a blue personality. Honestly, if I'm not on Zoom, on stage, on at an event, doing a workshop, speaking to a group, if I'm not, or hanging out with like-minded people, I'm extremely shy. People do not believe this. I went to college just so I could take public speaking, business and presentations. I mean, I took more public speaking courses just so I can publicly speak, kind of like taking Dale Carnegie courses or Toastmasters. I just happened to pay more money in college. That was weird. Either way. So I would much rather people be so involved in bonding with the personality. Oh, they're red. Hey, let's talk money. Oh, they're yellow. Hey, who can we help you out? You know, or they're blue. Let's have some fun. I'd much rather people be so involved in trying to bond with people, not trying to bond, but actually wanting to bond with people, I should say, and then worry about what's in it for them. Because, yeah, if you help more people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Yeah, that's great. It's really the same stuff. It's like, let's focus on our prospects, and let's it'll come back to you in karma. Trust me. That's why I always, when I mention the small pack and the big pack, it's like, you need to be selling the big pack because it's a better deal for them. Congratulations if you made a bigger commission, but if you want bigger commissions and that's really your only self-centered thing, go get a sales job because you'll make a bigger percentage if you're just in it for the fast cash. But if you're in it for the long term, it's always going to be more beneficial. That's just how it is. All right, cool deal. Had other couple questions. Okay, you mentioned cars. Okay, well, here's another one. We'll go through cars. A lot of times you can tell people by the car that they drive. Now you're probably saying, okay, well, I know some red personalities. They're stark red, but they don't have like a sports car, or they don't have like, their dream car. Okay, but guess what? Chances are their car is super clean, and they take care of it, right? Because it's their car. They maybe say, well, I know it's a Toyota Tercel, but at the same time, it's the best Toyota Tercel that's ever been made. They'll go to extreme lengths. Obviously, the greens, like myself, we will have a car that goes from point A to point B. We know exactly the miles per gallon. We probably tell you the mileage of the car, and when we get the oil changed. We're that boring. The yellows, perfect example. It's all about everybody else. So if it's a mother, a grandmother, or a father, a grandfather, things like that, it's all about the kids. There's a bunch of kid junk in the car, McDonald's bags. I mean, it's just all about other people. And of course, the blues, it's crazy. Chances are, and I'm talking about my wife this, they don't know exactly the model of their car. They're like, oh, it's a Lexus. It's a Lexus SUV. Which one is it? It's got 4 doors. I have no idea. It's got a hatchback. It's an SUV. Like, they have no idea what the model number is. If it's a RX 350, LS 4, whatever. Like, to them, it doesn't matter. It's not a status symbol. It's like, oh man, it's got the speakers and it's got the sunroof, things like that. So a lot of times you can tell by people's cars. All right, cool deal. Actually, I'll do one more since I think I got most of the questions answered throughout the presentation. If not, feel free to type those in again because I had to scroll through a lot of them. A lot of times you can ask people, and don't ask about their dream car. Ask them like, if you could get any vehicle, what would you get? And it's pretty easy. So we'll kind of go through this book here as well. The red, they're like, they know the exact make, model, color, features. And they will tell you the exact model number, and they will test drive it. I mean, they are to the T. They got it together. The greens, We will have to think of the question. We will repeat the question. Oh, what kind of vehicle? Well, my car only has 500,000 miles. I think I could get another 50,000 miles. So after that, then I'd have to look at the blue book to be able to see if I should sell it, either donate it for the tax deduction or sell it to, but then I'd have to pay capital gains. And oh my gosh, shut it greens. Like that would be me boring myself to death. Like, we're like, oh, well, I guess we'd have to think about the car. Okay, well, I definitely don't want to get a new car, so I would want to get maybe probably a certified previously owned car. That's probably what I would get. But then I'd also check out the CarMax because they have really good deals. Like we would bore ourselves to death. That's just how we are. If you see my car, you're like, wow, his wife's definitely blue. He's definitely green. For yellows, oh, well, I think I'd have to ask my kids, what features they would like if they would like the satellite TV. I want to make sure that they have plugins for, their electronics, make sure they have cup holders. And so it would either be like maybe it was one of those really big SUVs, but I don't want to spend too much money because I really want the extra money so we can go out and do road trips. Oh my goodness, you can tell by just asking people, hey, if you could buy any vehicle, what would you buy? And of course, Blue's like, oh my goodness, we should get a sports car. But I also wanted to get a sport bike. Ooh, oh my goodness, I should go to a car show. Oh, remember that time we went to the car show? We had that really good pizza. Oh yeah, and then we went out and got burgers for dinner. Nah, it's crazy. It's good fun. So if you ever want to know, just like, hey, I'm just curious. If you had to buy a car tomorrow, what would you buy? And they tell you. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. All right, cool deal. I know kind of went off our range, and hopefully you guys got some entertainment. More importantly, hopefully you got some content that you could use to prospect and present, and hopefully, and the most important thing is to really bond with your prospects, customers, distributors. Obviously, it's just a sprinkling of the information that's in the book, but don't buy the book unless you put this into action already. So you can just kind of go through a couple of scripts and even just kind of mess with people and it's a lot of fun. With that, I know we had right at 30 minutes. Thanks everyone for interacting with me, whether it's via the poll or the Q&A. I know a lot of the questions were like exactly the same, which is kind of cool because I like frequently asked questions. So I think we're gonna schedule another one here on Friday because next week I'm a little bit it's kind of busy for me. So I'll schedule another one on Friday. Oh, you'll get the replay, the notes, and of course, the link to get on the Friday call. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and we'll talk to everybody really soon. Thanks again.